Welcome back, and let's cut across to some breaking news coming in. This is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive. The Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police is holding protests over the Peshawar Mosque blast. They are demanding accountability from the provincial government, and they are threatening collective resignations if the responsibility is not fixed on the culprits. There are attacks from the Tehreek-e-Taliban which are also rising. Peshawar, you'd remember, was hit by a blast that claimed many lives in the city, and this is a city that has faced multiple attacks considering its proximity near the Afghan border. I'll try and connect with my colleague Anand Narasimhan to get more details about what exactly is happening. Yes, Anand.
Well, this is post that blast which claimed more than 100 lives and injured more than 200 people, and they were largely from the police fraternity. This was a mosque in the police lines in Peshawar, after which there have been some serious protests that have come in. There is a letter that has been written, and there are voice messages that are doing the rounds urging the junior police officers very clearly not to report for duty, in fact going for mass resignations if there isn't an independent joint investigation team that is formed. Now, the letter that is written, the messages which are part of that letter, I'm just reading out some of them. If the blood of our Jawans is not avenged, the entire KP police, that is the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police, will quit duty, and all the Jawans will submit their resignations on the same day. Yeah. This has been written, and this has been addressed from all Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police junior ranks. Then you all have to be one, or else funerals will have to be carried out daily. This is also doing the rounds. The third message, which is in Pashto and has been translated in the letter, this is what it says. It's a WhatsApp message that's being forwarded to all friends, saying that the demand is that the JIT is not formed for a transparent inquiry into the entire aspect. Then before the press conference, then there will be mass resignations that will happen. Facts were not brought to the fore and there was no result, and if another similar incident happens, 100,000 police officers of the junior ranks, they have written that they will be writing collective resignations and they will resign en masse. That's what they are saying. They are saying that the local people are showing far more integrity rather than the top officials themselves, saying that why and how is it that you have not been able to nab the perpetrators and those behind this attack.
Anand, one wonders, and asking this to you very simply, that why is it that terror elements are being protected by the top leadership, as the locals and the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police administration is pointing out?
Well, here what is happening is that it is the Mardan police which has come out, and they are saying, you identify, you do it. They are upset. Now, this is a double whammy for the entire state and of course the central establishment, because on the one hand they have to fight these terrorists and the elements who they have themselves admitted on the floor of the National Assembly in Pakistan that they themselves started this entire thing. They were the ones who allowed the Mujahideen, trained them, and they have now turned terrorists. So this is an admission both Khwaja Asif and Rana Sanaullah have made on the floor of the National General Assembly. We put that story out the day before yesterday. Yeah. But now what is happening is even those who are supposed to enforce the law, they are also turning around and saying, we are not going to work. If the entire Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police resigns en masse, then there is going to be a huge law and order situation in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is a troubled region anyways. There is a huge clash between the Pashto and the Punjabi very clearly, with a huge amount of sentiment of the largely Pashto-speaking tribal areas, tribal people in Khyber, who are sympathizing, empathizing with the TTP and the Taliban. And this is all because of that Durand line and that entire extension, because the Pashtun believe that this land belongs to them. And they refer to it as Pakhtunistan. So, whereas in Pakistan, that entire region which is now on the Pakistani side is called Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but the Pashtuns, for the Pashtuns, it is one territory, and they want free entry and float between Afghanistan, Pakistan, whichever, because for them, they consider this as Pakhtunistan. So there have been civilian movements in the past. Now there is also a militia which is active in the form of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. But now it's the police officers who are saying the system is not doing enough to protect us, nor are they doing enough to get to the bottom of who the perpetrators are.
Anand, as you pointed out, this blast has claimed more than 100 lives, and even back in 2022 there was a dastardly attack that had happened inside a mosque. The voices of dissent that have been coming in from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, from Peshawar, and the fact that it's very close to Afghanistan. This entire region shares a border, makes this particular territory very, very prone to these kind of attacks that we have seen in the last 1 decade, only increasing with time.
Yes, and the TTP are targeting personnel in uniform, and the most vulnerable are the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa police. So along with the army personnel who they're targeting, they're also targeting the KP police in uniform. And they have actually listed out a blueprint. Every year they put out letters, every month or every 6 months. The TTP is putting out statements saying this is how we have killed so many of the Pakistan security personnel and security. And they seem to be getting a lot of currency on ground from the people who are upset with the Pak military and also the Pak law enforcement, because they believe that they have been very, very brutal. In the past, in its entire Zarb-e-Arb operation in this region, the Pak brutality, army establishment brutality is very well documented, and there are huge protests worldwide which have continued to highlight the kind of atrocities the Pakistani army and the Pakistani law enforcement agencies have perpetrated here. So much so that now you have the Baloch and the Pashtun joining ranks, combining ranks purely because of the atrocities committed by the security establishment of Pakistan.
Anand,